And welcome to another edition of Triad Today. Coming up later on, our infamous roundtable gets together. We'll see what they have to say about a wide range of topics, but between now and then, some great guests and important information coming your way. We'll take a look at one of these great successful nursing schools at one of our great universities. We'll tell you about that. Also, a gentleman will be here to tell you about how they're helping, Goodwill is helping to match people up with jobs. That's very important. Dave Briggs will be along to say what's coming up at the High Point Theater and surrounding area, all that and much more. But first, we start out talking about, I was going to say gardening, but I'm going to say we're talking about the garden. That's what I call the Paul J. Senior Botanical Garden. It's the garden. It's the garden. All right, next to me is the lady who is mostly associated with that great organization, has a fine staff out there. Adrienne Rothling has been with us before. She's Director of Curation and Mission Delivery at Paul J. Senior Botanical Garden. Welcome back.
Thank you.
And I will note, thank you. I will note for the audience, and you can see that, Lori, can you see that this is, I've never had a woman bring me flowers on the show before, and while this is not necessarily a bouquet, it's a, what is this?
Is one of the flowering stems of the agave.
The agave. Now, isn't agave used in tequila?
Yes, not our agave, but
not
some.
Your, not
no,
this. No, because I was saying, you know, it doesn't. I'm not going to taste it, but anyway, and it's got some buds on it, whatever. Now we have an image, I think, that Brian and Lori has for us. We can see that on screen too, and that's the full flowering agave at the garden, right?
Yes. So that entire plant, let's say the leaf portion of the plant, has grown to 5 feet by 5 feet in less than 10 years. When we planted it, it was the size of a gallon of milk.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's grown that much.
So we can see that if we go to the garden.
Yes.
All right, speaking of things I want to know if we can see, there's something you put in an email to me, and it says that you have an upside down tree. Is that true?
We do. We didn't kill the tree. We weren't trying to save it or anything like that. We were trying to recycle it.
It's an upside down tree.
So we inverted it so that the roots are up in the air. The trunk is, you know, it's about 10 feet above the ground.
Do I have to stand on my head to water it?
Absolutely.
This is strange, and people can, and you can get in and see that too.
Yes.
Is that, no, seriously, is it hard to care for at that point?
Watering is the biggest issue we have, and at some point we're going to run a line to get all the plants, because we created these pockets of pots, if you will, in between the roots. Josh and I sewed some fabric around to make these pockets, and then we just stuffed 60 gallons of soil up in that root mass.
Wow.
And then dozens of plants, and so we'll have to water it.
You know, if you're out drinking agave, you don't want to look at that tree because it'll mess your mind up when it's
That's
upside
why
down.
we're the garden.
That's right. Now you said that you have something called a flower tower at the garden. What's that?
So it's the same thing as the upside down tree, actually. So it's either a tower of flowers or it's a tree upside down. So if a lot of people don't understand the concept of an upside down tree, it was a living tree at one point. We recycled it. So now it's been turned upside down, but the flowers are up here on a tower.
Wow, that's kind of neat. Mm-hmm. Now, also understand you've got some more lectures coming up, and you do throughout the year.
We do.
Is there an admission fee to see hear these lectures?
If you are a member, you get to come to these for free.
Okay.
Yep. So it's either $2 or $5 depending on the season.
And what kind? You don't have to tell all the topics. Give me an example. The kind of thing
I'm doing one next Thursday, so a week from this Thursday, on pollinators, plants for pollinators, because they're so important to us right now.
Pollinators. Wasn't Arnold Schwarzenegger in that movie?
Pollinator.
No, that was a different movie. Now we'll put up the website in a second about how you can join. But the garden. Now let's remind everybody, you're located in historic downtown Kernersville, very easily accessible.
Very.
And it's a beautiful thing. It's actually a lot of gardens. It's not just one garden.
Right. Right. So the Cactus Gardens, for instance, houses this large agave, which this agave, I don't know if you know, now that it's flowering, it's going to set seeds. So these seeds are going to start to come out. Yeah. We'll collect all the seeds, and the entire plant is going to die.
Wow.
It's done.
Okay. Well, now up on screen is a website, and you can find out what's going on with the lectures, how to become a member, seniorbotanicalgarden.org. And for our radio listening audience, I'll say it again, seniorbotanicalgarden.org. Thanks for bringing me my flowering agave and all that good stuff. Take care of the upside down tree.
We will.
All right, Adrienne. We'll be right back after this. And Triad Today. I get excited talking about the School of Nursing at Winston-Salem State University. I was a little boy growing up in Winston-Salem and used to hear a lot about it way back when, because I'm like 100 years old, and they have been turning out some great nurses long before I was around too. And I want to talk to some folks that can tell you that special story. On my immediate right, Leslie Shepard Battle is Assistant Dean of Nursing at Winston-Salem State University. Next to her, the esteemed Dr. Cecil Holland, who is Associate Dean of School of Nursing, Winston-Salem State University. And we're also excited to have a student, Shaughnessy Gilmore, nursing student at Winston-Salem State University. Welcome, everybody.
Thank you.
Cecil, let me start with you. Just give me a quick overview of the nursing program at Winston-Salem State University. What does it mean?
Well, as you mentioned, we've been around for a long time. We started in 1953 with the first class of 33 students. Today, we have over 700 students in our program.
Just amazing.
It's an amazing program. We turn out some of the best nurses in North Carolina.
Yeah, I think so. And my mom and dad knew some of their friends that would go over there. And like I said, I go back, I was born in '54, and it was always sort of a mainstay of the community to have it there. What do you think, Cecil, is if you had to sum it up quickly, a mission or a goal of the nursing program?
To be able to produce excellent clinicians, to be able to take care of the healthcare needs of our community.
Yeah, because, Leslie, I mean, the nurses are right there in the trenches with the patients. Oftentimes when the doctors can't be there, there's a lot of responsibility there. There's something that you emailed me the other day, Leslie, or Cecil might have, about something called points of pride. What does that mean?
Points of pride are the things that we like to take pride on in our university. One of the big things that we have with the Division of Nursing is our diversity of programs that we offer. We have traditional, accelerated, for our pre-licensure students, we have an RN to BSN program. We also have our graduate programs from the Master's in Nurse Practitioner.
So you're covering everything.
We're covering everything through the Doctorate of Nursing Practice.
Well, it sounds like you've got everything there, so this will be a stupid question, but is anything new on the horizon with the program that we ought to know about?
One of the biggest things that we have right now is our competency-based education program. It's in the pilot phase at the moment, and we are hoping to expand that by mid-year this
That'd
year.
be great. That'd be great. Shaughnessy, you told me off camera you were from Greensboro, so you probably just get up in the morning and walk right over there to the,
Pretty much.
Yeah. don't walk down I-40 though. That's dangerous. Look, what impact has the nursing program had on you?
I would say that it's impacted me in a way of making me more mature, especially as a nursing student. And in the program, they treat you as if you're already a nurse.
Right.
So you're already getting that background information and being treated as, it's kind of like you're being treated as an adult, you know what I mean?
Right.
So once you go out into the field as a nurse, you'll be ready.
Well, my mama told me, my late mother told me never to ask a woman her age, but I got to know, I mean, how old are you?
I am 22. My
You're
birthday
22.
was on March 5th.
Okay, so
on Monday.
you and I are both Pisces then. But the reason I was asking that is because of already the success you seem to exude in what you're doing and the excitement for what you're doing. So are you like at a graduate level, or what class are you?
Right now, I am a junior in the program.
Okay.
So starting in fall, I will be a senior.
Wow.
Yep.
That's great. Now, what specific field, and I'm assuming this, specific field of nursing, what kind of career do you want to pursue after graduation?
Right now, I'm stuck between, I haven't gone through my mother-baby rotation yet, but I've always wanted to do that.
The
but right
mother-baby
now,
rotation.
Yes, there's different rotations for each
So that means
one.
you rotate babies for the mothers?
Yeah, pretty much. And then I'm also thinking about cardiac ICU. So I really like
Cardiac.
the whole fast-paced thing.
Wow, golly, I tell you, that's something. Cecil, can older adults enroll in the nursing program? Because I remember back in the 50s and 60s, like I said, my parents talking about a friend of theirs or somebody that goes to the church going back to school and doing it. What about that?
Absolutely, absolutely. We have a program specifically designed for individuals who already have a degree in some other area who may be looking to change their career path.
Right.
And so that's our accelerated baccalaureate degree in nursing. But, we have students, our student population is very varied.
Yeah.
You would think that the majority would be the traditional age student.
They're not.
But it's not.
So Shaughnessy's 22, I'm 122. You can take both of us. Up on the screen, wssu.edu is the website, and for our radio audience, I'll say it again, wssu.edu. Check out all the great programs, and now click over to the nursing program. You can learn about that too. Thanks everybody for doing this.
Thank you.
All right, for
Thank
all you
you.
do in the community. We'll be right back. Now on Triad Today, and let me tell you about an organization that does a lot of good work, because good happens to be in their name. I don't mean that to be cute, but Goodwill Industries in Northwest North Carolina does so many things for so many people. And one of the good folks that helps make these things happen is with us, back with us again today. Next to me, Dion Carter is Project Director for something called NC Works at Goodwill Industries in Northwest North Carolina. Welcome, sir.
Welcome.
How you been doing?
Fine, and you?
Good. Remind us what NC Works is, because I don't want to confuse people maybe with some other state programs and things, but what do you mean?
So NC Works is a program that we operate in partnership with the Piedmont Triad Regional Workforce Development Board. It serves individuals who are looking for employment or skills upgrade through the state of North Carolina. It's a one-stop shop website where individuals can do a lot of career exploration.
All right, let me, you don't have to, we didn't rehearse this, you don't have to give me a lot of examples, but I'm curious. Let's say that I need a job. What kind of services are you going to help me with? How are you going to help me? Give me an example of how you might take me through something if I see the website or if I call you. How am I going to be helped?
So you can visit one of the NC Works one-stop centers. There's 3 located in our region, Forsyth County, Rockingham County, and Surrey County. So an individual can visit one of the centers, ask for a talent development case manager. That individual will help them develop their resume, do a skills assessment, do an objective assessment, help them develop a career plan through an individual employment plan.
So like if I want a certain type of job and the caseworker says, well, you're going to need to learn computers and I don't know, I mean, are you guys going to point me in the right direction to find out how to do that?
So yes, we will do that. We'll help them identify training providers who provide those computer skills. We also have some training funds to help individuals if they need funding to go back to school. We provide supportive services as well. It's a great partnership with Piedmont Triad Regional Workforce Board because our mission as Goodwill Industries Northwest North Carolina and the boards align.
Yeah, you know, I mean, people say, oh, well, the recession's over from 2008. That was over in a couple of years. It's not for a lot of people. Reverend Jesse Jackson was here not long ago and said that 78% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. So, you know, when folks are coming to you for help, to say, I want to, you know, get a better job, I want to get a better wage, they're going to need some help. They may not have been out, they might have been out of the workforce and something, so they can rely on you, right?
Yes, that's correct. Our staff will help guide them, like I said, with their individual employment plan to get them to a better place to make the median wage.
Now, I don't want to mislead anybody. Geographically speaking, when I keep saying, what if I need some help, you know, what county can I be from? How many counties are going to can you come from to take advantage of?
So under this initiative, we serve a 7-county region. The counties consist of Caswell, Davie, Forsyth, Rockingham, Stokes, Surrey, and Yadkin counties.
Okay, so and all those folks can go to the website and under the auspices of Goodwill Industries of Northwest North Carolina. Now, are there other partner agencies involved? I know you've talked a little bit about that before, and I think you sent me an email one day that some companies are partner agencies.
Yes, so we partner with Goodwill of Central North Carolina to provide services in Caswell and Rockingham counties. We partner with all the community colleges within our 7-county region. There are 5, Forsyth Technical Community College, Surrey Community College, Rockingham Community College, Piedmont Community College,
right,
and Davidson Community College, the Davie campus.
That's great, so that everybody's on the same page.
Yes.
Now, again, I don't want to put you on the spot, but I mean, why? I think folks are interested in this kind of thing, to learn about people. Very quickly, tell me why you like doing this kind of work.
I'm passionate about helping other individuals, and our staff as well is helping other individuals get to a better place in life to where they can make a living wage to support their family and to kind of break that cycle of poverty that they may be going through.
Well, I appreciate what you do. And up on screen for people who want to learn more about it, we have 2 websites we're going to put up here. One is www.ncworks.gov. And then the other is the Goodwill Industries website, goodwillnwnc.org. I hope you'll check those out. Mr. Carter, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here. We'll be right back. On Triad Today, we really ought to turn the cameras on Dave Briggs before we start the show because that's when you hear things you probably shouldn't hear. But anyway, no, we're having fun up here. Next to me, Dave Briggs, our good friend, director of High Point Theater. Welcome back to the program, sir.
Thank you, Jim. Always a pleasure.
Before we talk about some upcoming events around, not just the theater, but around the theater, because there's a lot of things going on in downtown High Point, I want to ask you something about season tickets. You and I have talked before, and I'll say, oh, can I get buy season tickets? Yes, you can. And then I'll say, well, Dave, can I buy an individual tickets? I'm not sure I'll be in town for this one. Now, here's the question. Can I create my own kind of package? I'll look and see what all the different performances are and sort of put together my own menu of things.
That's exactly what we actually want our patrons to do, because this coming season, for instance, we've got 20 events that are basically our shows. And there's no way that somebody's going to want to see all 20 of those shows. They might want to go see Koresh dance, but they may not want to go see Billy Crash Craddock.
Right.
Okay? But what we do is we create an opportunity for folks to choose any 4 shows and get the subscriber rate.
Wow.
So they build their own package. Now you have to do it either in person or over the phone, or you can send us an email with all the information and then the box office folks will follow up.
Right.
If you do it online, you're going to pay more money because there's a convenience fee for choosing those shows.
Yeah.
We do not set up specific packages but it allows you the opportunity to be as flexible as you want.
Yeah.
And so if you want to see 4 shows, you want to come and see all 20 shows. We'll create a package that suits your needs.
All right, now, anyone who's been to the High Point Theater knows that you're sort of, I'm going to use the word adjacent, but right in that area is the Mendenhall Terminal.
Mendenhall Transportation Terminal.
And you told me in an email something about events coming up at Mendenhall Terminal. Now, what do you mean?
Well, I actually sort of oversee that area for the city of High Point. So for instance, on July 15th from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m., we're going to have a food truck festival. So a big food truck rodeo.
Wait a minute. What is a food truck rodeo?
A food truck rodeo is where I throw rope around trucks that serve
yeah,
food.
That's right. No.
Well, they'll park in the terminal, and then from 4 to 9 they'll sell their food, and patrons will come in, and if they like food truck type food,
Pretty neat.
and it's really good stuff.
Yeah.
There's no charge to enter. You just pay for the food that you eat.
Right.
And so that'll take place. And the promoter said there are about 19 trucks scheduled to be there. So you're going to have a wide variety from Mexican food to Middle Eastern food.
It's like going to the Dixie
American
Classic
food.
Fair or something,
It
except
is.
you're going in there and you see all that stuff and whatever.
Probably not going to any fried Snickers or
No,
anything
no,
like
I
the
wouldn't do
Iowa
that.
State Fair.
Now, you also said something about something called Art Splash.
Art Splash is a program that the High Point Arts Council puts together, and they do a series of 6 or 8 concerts throughout the summer. They've done one already at the Mendenhall Transportation Terminal. I think the next one is in August on the 12th, if I'm not mistaken. And I don't remember what the band is, but it's from 6 to 7:30. It's a nice time to come out and visit with friends, and listen to some great music, support a good cause.
Right there at the terminal.
Yeah.
Now, also, I think you said something to me the other day about a cycling classic. What's that?
Right, the High Point Cycling Classic, which this year they're doing a special benefit ride for the Labonte Foundation. So that's what this event takes place this year. Coinciding with that, inside the theater at the Theater Art Galleries will be a bicycle-themed art exhibit.
Wow.
So I think that's going to be a lot of fun as well.
What, local art or national art?
Local art, national art. It's actually a juried competition, and I don't have the real specific details
Right.
on it. But the last couple of years, it's been really wonderful.
You're sort of the grand overseer, that takes care of all this stuff.
Yeah,
well,
well, I
times
guess.
we just about lost all our
Sure,
time here,
no
but I want to
worries.
put up a website. HighPointTheater.com is the website. Please visit that because that'll take you to many different places to tell you about all the big shows coming up that you'll want to learn about, and you can figure out maybe if you want to do one of those packages and choose the ones that you want to go to. Or you can call the box office at 887-3001, 887-3001. Dave Briggs, a lot going on this summer.
It is.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
We'll be right back after. All right, today just about time for the round table. Check out your copy of Yes Weekly. I think I have an article in there, so check it out anyway, even if you hate me. You can read the magazine. All right, speaking of people you're not going to hate, they're right here on my immediate right, filling in for the wonderful Ogie Overman, who is having some surgery today. He'll be back next week. But filling in for him is the wonderful Ursula Dudley Oglesby, president of Dudley Beauty Products. Next to her, my good friend of 180 years, Dave Plyler, journalist, broadcaster, and chairman of the County Commissioners in Forsyth County. And next to him, Keith Granberry, founder of Helping Hands Consultants, working on voter registration throughout the nation. Guys and gals, most of the stuff we have here is pretty heavy topics. I want to get right into the first one. Down in Robeson and Hope counties, and I think Richmond County is included in this white guy, Russell Walker, recently won the Republican primary for State House, won big, 65% of the vote. Now we learn about a tweet in which Walker says, quote, God is a white supremacist, and, quote, Jews are from Satan. Here's my questions. How does a racist like this win his primary, and will his racism help re-elect the African-American Democrat incumbent this fall, or will it make a difference, Ursula?
I hope it makes a difference. I hope people pay attention to the tweet that's out there and decide that maybe this isn't the person that you want in office.
Dave?
The only thing I can say is he's the dumbest guy I've ever heard of. That's just foolish.
Yeah, Keith?
Well, I think God is going to defeat him, and therefore, in the next election, racism always comes out front. No matter black, white, Indian, Chinese, racism always comes out front. And most of the time, once it comes out front, people will choose the other direction.
Yeah, unless they're way out there.
That's right.
Next topic. A former Trump campaign official has been suspended by Fox News for telling a black commentator, quote, you're out of your cotton picking mind. Now, the context of this is this white guy who was a Trump advisor was in a completely different city, different studio. He claims, and I tend to believe him, he didn't have a monitor. So he thought it was just another white guy he was arguing with, a white liberal. And he says, you're out of your cotton picking mind. But the black guy took offense to it. The media says it's a racist phrase. Guys and gals, I've heard that phrase used 1,000,000 times growing up, white people saying it to white people. So is it racist? Have you ever used it? And is the media overreacting?
It is a racist phrase, and I think it's a connotation that's been used over the years, but I think as we become more enlightened about a number of things, that we've got to change our language as well.
Dave.
Well, I've used that phrase myself, but I've never thought of it as racist because I've heard it all my life. I'm kind of like what you just said. It's not used in a connotation that would mean racism one way or the other.
But you could be a racist and use it, and then it takes on a different meaning. I mean, what's your take?
Oh,
Keith?
sure, you could do.
I've heard it being used. I've used it before. You know, I think we're becoming really sensitive to words, and I think sometimes they can be taken out of context. And I want to give him the benefit of the doubt that it was taken out of context, because black and white people have used that word before, especially in the South.
Yeah, it's a southern thing. United Methodist Church threatened to expel Attorney General Jeff Sessions from their ranks, from their church, because of his immigration policy, which they didn't like. Meanwhile, other members of Trump's staff and cabinet are being harassed, thrown out of restaurants, and the whole like. No matter what you believe, guys and gals, is it ever okay to threaten and harass people who you don't agree with? Ursula.
I don't think so, unless they're causing some issues in your business. Then I think it's appropriate. But other than that, just because you disagree with them, I don't think that that's enough.
Don't
to
throw
rise
them out
to
of
the
your
level.
church, or
Right? No.
Dave.
I think Ursula's correct. And the other part of that story is this is the 21st century, and it's a whole different world, and I think it's political.
Keith.
I think it's terrible, and I'm not saying I'm a big fan of any demonstration or not, but I think it's terrible that people are threatening them and throwing them out of their businesses based on their employment. It doesn't make sense to me, and we got to get past that, because in any election, people only win elections by 5 or 7% most of the time. So that means 45% of the population don't like what the other person is doing in the first place.
Right.
We got to get away from that.
All right, speaking of lack of civility, a new Rasmussen poll says 1/3 of Americans believe we are headed for another civil war. Agree or disagree? Ursula.
No, I don't think so. I don't think we're at that level. I think we have some major political discussions, and we're on a spectrum as far as how we think about things. Do we have some problems with civility? Yes, we do. But I don't think we're headed to civil war.
And I don't think the poll, I could be wrong about this, Ursula and guys and gals, but I don't think it delineated that it's like the old Civil War. I think that, because the original Civil War was whites fighting whites over other issues which involved blacks. Yeah. So it's almost like this lack of civility thing could be having a war between a lot of white people who hate each other. I mean, it's just weird how they're predicting this. Like, Dave.
Yes.
No, I disagree. I don't think there is no way we're going to have a civil war, another civil war in this country. It's just not going to happen.
Keith.
I think we're having a civil war. Actually, I think it started with President Obama, and people started changing their views that they had, and now their views are becoming more stringent. And I think unless we come out and have an open discussion and real dialogue and really make some changes, it's going to get major problems, because right now there are a lot of angry people. There are a lot of angry people on Obama, and there's a lot of angry people right now.
Yeah, that's right. Speaking of angry, Brian, how much time do we have? Oh, no, Brian's not angry. He's got 1 minute.
Yeah, he is. He's angry.
He's angry at you, Keith.
That's exactly right.
I want to end on a lighter note. Now, this is true. If you visit Las Vegas now, you can now get married at Taco Bell, and the ceremony will only cost you $600. The price includes tacos, champagnes, and a Taco Bell garter belt. Guys and gals, I know that a lot of you are married, but if you weren't and you were considering it, would you consider getting married at Taco Bell? Ursula?
No, not so much. I like tacos, but I want a little more variety. Thank you, though.
Is it not? It's not formal enough. It's not formal enough for you.
Yeah, not quite enough
Mark,
for
would
my
you
crowd.
think Mark would have gone to Taco Bell to get married?
Not so much.
Dave.
I would, but only if I could be the big enchilada.
Love it.
All right. right, Keith, would you get married at Taco Bell?
I can't beat what Dave said.
Yeah, you
no,
did.
$600, man. I can
You get a garter belt,
I can go down to the Little White House Chapel in Vegas and get married for $20.
I know where you're going, Vegas. I know where you're going. Well, that's all the time we have. Oh, except for this. According to a recent internet story, there's a woman who says she drinks her dog's urine in order to clear up her acne. The good news is her acne's all gone. The bad news is she tends to lift her leg a lot now. For all of us, I don't know what that means. For all of us here at Triad Today, I'm Jim Longworth. We'll see you next week.